Autumn is quickly arriving here in Minnesota, and I have suddenly been feeling like I've just woken up from a long hibernation. I often feel this way in the fall, like I have just been holding my breath all summer. When the air starts to change, there's just this feeling of aliveness and energy and excitement that I just really enjoy. Every day it feels like I am markedly gaining my breath back, finding glimmers of light, even though the journey is not linear and there are still plenty of days where it's hard for me to even grasp feeling good again. Still, I find moments where I'm able to get out into the forest and work on music and sing, and it has been transformational to see this healing progress that I have taken into my own hands and started to believe that my body can heal. I just want to say hi and connect with all of you from a space of transformation, healing, wisdom, aha moments coming to me lately, and so much life to catch you up on. In the last 4 months, I have just been in a healing bubble, quite literally just focusing completely on myself and embarking on a new journey. And the last I checked in with all of you, I was on a completely different path and a completely different period of life where I was about to get brain surgery, and I got diagnosed with intracranial hypertension and just was undergoing so many stressful and invasive tests and just not really knowing what my future was going to look like. And I made a decision, more like a decision was made for me, not to get this brain surgery. It didn't feel right to me, and I essentially made a decision against everything in me that was terrified and fearful and unsure, to trust myself and to find a different path that was sustainable. And I just had this feeling in me that even if I had gotten this procedure, it wouldn't have fixed the problem, because the problem was not something that could be fixed surgically. To me, it was something systematically. It was being dysregulated in my nervous system. It was not being able to visualize a future, being stuck in this place where I was quite literally just waiting to die instead of waiting, putting energy into living. And everything has started to change since I made that decision. There have been so many ups and downs, so many moments of just questioning whether I'm doing the right thing and whether I'm truly healing, because my symptoms they go up and down. And some days they're still so bad that I just go back into that horrible mindset. But overall, something that has started to happen is my system is calming down. I have started a program called Primal Trust, and that's kind of what sparked this inspiration to share parts of my life again, because I had started developing this sense of agency over my life, even if it's just in some days, even if it's just the tiniest little glimmers on some days. Like today, it gives me so much hope that I can start to trust in the body, trust in my body to find healing. And that is really what I have been looking for so long. And I just knew over the 4 years that I have been, learning and studying about neuroplasticity, doing pain reprocessing therapy, learning about nervous system regulation and brain retraining. It's just so clear to me that so many chronic illnesses are a direct byproduct of nervous system dysregulation. And through this work and just implementing little things every day, I'm starting to see a shift. And what I love most about this, in this period of my life, it feels like I am turning into a new person that I've never been before. And one that is truly regulated and not just trying to symptom control and trying to push down trauma and anxiety, but it's working with my system where I'm at. And the biggest change has been loosening my grip. Just loosening my grip on everything and completely banishing any parts of me that, not banishing, but like slowly allowing this process of letting go to perfectionism, to the idea that more is better, to rigidity, food, exercise, mindset, trying to do so many things to change my life when it was that intensity that was creating a perceived danger. And my system nervous systems can't calm down when you are signaling to your body and to your entire system every day that you must keep up all of this intensity in order to have stability in your life. And now, through all of this work, which came about because of debilitating chronic illness, and I mean being mostly bedbound for 7 years, it's taught me so much about how important it is to have these tools regardless of chronic illness. That's why I'm so passionate about sharing this, and I feel like I'm still in the infancy stages where I'm just having little glimpses of change, but I can only imagine that the more I live this, the more regulated I will be and the more my life will change. and the more I will start actually stepping into who I want to be. And not from a place of pushing or trying to make it happen, but just doing little things that are science-backed to change the environment in the body to allow it to just naturally heal. And it never felt good to me that I had to just put my head down and spend a whole day, doing 3-4 hours of intense practice and eating perfectly and exercising perfectly and doing all of this stuff. And I wasn't getting better. And I just got to this point in the past 6 months where it quite literally felt like if I don't take note of the fact that what I've been doing has not been working, even though all of this stuff is good stuff, it's not been working. And why hasn't it been working? Because I'm approaching it from the standpoint that I am broken and that I need fixing. I need deep healing. Something's wrong with me. Something is broken. I need to buckle down and fight harder and be better and be more perfect. And just coming to this place of primal trust, doing this program called Primal Trust. It's literally starting to change, and all of that is evidence to me that I'm allowed to change. I'm allowed to do it differently now. Even though that programming is so strong, and when I'm vulnerable, it still comes up and it still wants to kind of take over. But I'm really just wanting to change and be willing to transform. What's interesting is that in the presence of great sickness, it can feel almost like an insult to say you're just not willing to change, because that's so not true. Sometimes it's so bad that you don't want to be alive, and yet you have to at some point wake up and say, what I have been doing hasn't been working. And softness is the answer, not more. So what I have been incorporating has been working with my vagus nerve toning, understanding the polyvagal theory, and being able to now identify, states that my nervous system gets into when it's either regulated or dysregulated, and just gently every day kind of calling it back to where I want to be. And there's so many tools that I've been learning that have been so helpful, but truly this work is so far beyond chronic illness. It's just happens to be what people tend to find when they're in the depths of despair, and very sick and bedbound. So there's so much hope, even though many days I don't feel it. I don't see the light. I don't believe in myself. I'm in so much pain that, I just really want doctors or medicine to fix me and fix it, but it hasn't worked. And the more procedures I get, the more medication I take, I just get more sick. And finally, I am seeing results with doing something that is the complete opposite of that, complete opposite of putting all of my I guess hope on somebody else fixing it. And so this is where I've been. I mean, I look better today. I don't have my ice hat on. I'm not in bed, like I said. And even just like a day like this, even if the rest of my days are not feeling good, this is evidence to me. And yeah, just there's a part of me kind of coming up and wanting to share, and maybe it's going to be very, very infrequent, but there's a part of me that really is passionate about nervous system regulation, optimizing the connection with your body, and finding safety. And truly, I just want to share my story because I have been on such a severe side of chronic illness, diagnoses that are scary, rare, like all of the things. And it was just such a leap of faith to not do the brain surgery and to not do all the things that were being advised of me. So just a quick update on that. Right now, I am not in remission, but it's in question whether I might get there. Whether my diagnosis was correct, whether I've been treated now for that, and I have just migraine, but just migraine, that's not like a small thing at all when you have daily chronic migraine. But I right now am not at risk of going blind or anything. My eyes are in top shape right now. So that was like the biggest relief for me. I changed my entire team of doctors. I got second, third opinions, and I'm just realizing how important that was as well, because everyone is biased towards their specialty, right? So surgeons will always recommend surgery, so yeah, it's just important to get second opinions with whatever you're dealing with, or third opinions, especially when it comes to something serious. So I'll just say that. But what came about since June was a ton of relief, because we were finding inconsistencies with my results, and the narrative completely changed to, this is immediate, this is severe, this is bad, to let's slow it down and really get proof that is correct. So until until I have my next eye exam in October, I've been told to not think about it and treat migraine, essentially. So that's also really helped with my process in starting nervous system regulation work and brain retraining, because already so much safety and in being told that you're allowed to rest and not assume the worst. So yeah, but this is all good, and yeah, I wasn't intending to like get into all that, but I do feel in a positive space to be able to tell this story, and I want to continue telling the story as I get better and better, and as I have the intention that I will get better. So yeah, it's a long process, but also a very rewarding one, and I'm just putting energy and intention, again, like I said, into I am going to get better, and I am going to stop putting all my power in other people. So that's my message for today, and if you are dealing with either mental health or physical health challenges, yeah, there's different ways to go about this. And even when it seems really dire, trust me, I know. You can choose to do something different. You can choose to say no. You can choose to question. And I'm so glad I did. And again, there was no evidence that I would be caught. There was no evidence that I was doing the right thing. But I feel that I am now, even if it is slow. So anyways, I wish I had a tripod. My arms are very tired. So hopefully it wasn't distracting that it was like kind of shaking and I was switching my arms. But yeah, that's my message today. And I hope you just enjoyed watching this, and I hope that any information that I shared can be helpful. And again, like I said, a little bit of this is an update on me personally, but it's also so much bigger than that, and I just want to inspire others to look into this work even if you're not chronically ill, because it's just, it's been so impactful. And like I said, I'm not an expert, and I feel like in the beginning stages of this journey, but I just want to document the process instead of just, one day appearing and being like, I'm better. So yeah, the journey is very important. I hope you are all well, and I'm just wishing you a peaceful start of the fall season, and I hope that I hope that I'll be able to check in with you again soon. Some rain is going to roll in, so I better pick fast. I am absolutely soaked to the bone. A little wet. I just woke up. It is 45 degrees out, and I woke up at 5 o'clock. I don't know why, but yeah, the weather changes happening faster than I thought. I don't have enough warm clothes for this. But the sky is really like clear and blue and pastel-y, and yeah, this is just my favorite time of the year. Today I'm going to, this morning I'm going to try to make plum jam with the plums that I harvested yesterday. So I will keep you posted on how that goes. My first batch did not turn out good and it burnt, but these are really good. It's like perfect tart sweet balance, and yeah, this is my first jam. I'm really happy with how it turned out.